With the new season just around the corner, here's your Billy's Guide to iRacing Season 3. New for Season 3 is Australia's newest racetrack. It is the Shell V-Power Motorsport Park, thankfully locally known as The Bend. It's based about 60 miles or 100 kilometres southeast of Adelaide, and it comprises of a number of corners and straights that have been designed based on historical racetracks. It's very undulating. It's 7.7 kilometers long. That's just shy of 5 miles, making it the second longest track in the world. It's proven popular in the real world already, having hosted Australian Supercars, GT World, TCR Australia, and a number of prototype and endurance races as well. I'm sure it's going to be popular with the GT racers in iRacing. Releasing new tracks is all well and good, but the work doesn't stop at the older tracks. iRacing like to keep abreast of the changes that are happening in the real world, so they go back and they remodel and rescan existing tracks. In Season 3, we will see changes to Iowa, Sonoma, Charlotte, and Road Atlanta. In addition to this, they're working on Daytona, Circuit of America, Phoenix Raceway, Lime Rock, and a number of other circuits. This just shows that your subscription is obviously continuing to pay for the effort, as opposed to purchasing a game and it instantly becoming out of date the moment it's being developed. This is a continuously growing, continuously developing platform. Season 3 also brings 3 new cars. An updated version of the IR18 for 2025 for IndyCar, a Gen 4 Cup from 2003 for NASCAR, and for the GT racers, the brand new Ferrari 296 Challenge car. This is a visually stunning car. It's 700 brake horsepower, it's 1500 kilos, it's used in a one-make series around the world, and it's basically a de-restricted Ferrari 296 GT3. However, I have a problem with this. I get asked every day, what car should I buy next as people are approaching their D license? And my current recommendation is a Ferrari 296 GT3, because you can race it in the one-make series for the Ferrari Challenge, and then when you progress, you can move into the GT3 Challenge, meaning you get bang for your buck for the investment that you make when you buy that GT3 car. By releasing this car, I expect that the existing 296 GT3 will no longer be eligible for the Ferrari Challenge, leaving just this car in the one-make series. This means that there'll be an additional purchase to go to GT3 later on, and I wonder whether the Ferrari will prove to be as popular. One of the major updates in Season 3 affects the GT racers. iRacing have spent 6 months redeveloping the physics of GT3 class cars. This has been broken into 3 specific areas. First of all, the tyres. They have taken the learning that they've had from the GTP models and reconstructed the tyre profile for GT3 cars. This means that tyres will take up to 4 or 5 laps to come up to temperature, and at resting they will be no warmer than a tyre sitting in the sun. They've worked extensively with both their in-house drivers and external professional race car drivers to try and get a feel that is as real as the real world race car. The positive to that is that you will no longer destroy your tires by simply going off track or having a spin. The projected negative to that is the expectation of getting instant grip off the line. It's probably going to need to be reevaluated for the GT3 drivers in a similar way that it was for the GTP drivers. So I expect that some of the new starts in Season 3 will be full of spins and crashes by turn 1 until we all learn to adapt to the tires. The long shot of this is that we will be able to use tires more strategically, and the expectation is that you will need to change your tires every time you fill up with a tank of fuel in an endurance race. In addition to this, an overhaul has been performed on the physics and the handling of the vehicle, along with the ride height of the vehicle and the measurement points for the ride height. From now on, the minimum ride height will be based on the front splitter, with a minimum height being 50 mil, and a lot of tracks requiring more than 50 mil in order to compete. The outcome of this is we can expect all our existing setups to be null and void. and new setups will be required for all GT3 cars. The recommendation that has been given is to use the baseline setups for each car that iRacing provides, and whilst we learn to accommodate this, there will be no balance of power improvements performed in this season. Season 3 will also see the release of wet tyres for both the Lotus 79 and the Super Formula Series. In addition, the F4s will receive a reworking of both wet and dry tyres. The BMW M Hybrid will receive a new steering wheel. The BMW M4 GT4 will be upgraded free of charge to the GT4 Evo edition. And finally, the GTP series will be introduced to round 2 of the development program to make the GTP series more realistic. Whether that makes it harder to drive, only time will tell. iRacing was one of the pioneers in virtual reality for sim racing, and the development continues with Season 3. iRacing are proud to bring 4-view fixed foveated rendering. Say that after 3 whiskies, with support all the way back to the RTX 2000 cards. As I understand it, this divides the visible area into 4 key areas, with the focus being on the areas directly in front of the pupil, and a lesser focus to the peripheral vision. This maximizes the processing capability of lesser cards and allows rendering to be seen as opposed to rendering areas that are unseen. I hope that makes sense. 4-view fixed foveated rendering. 3 whiskies. Something I've suffered my fair share of in Season 2 is rain. I'm thinking of the 4-hour Nürburgring Endurance Championship where I couldn't see in front of my face. iRacing have taken some of the feedback from drivers on board and are looking to develop the visual versus the physical balance further in rain. The general consensus is that visually the rain isn't representing what you physically feel. Therefore, the grip levels aren't matching what is being graphically presented in front of you. Long and the short of it, they're taking it on board. They've got a second iteration of rain coming, and they hope to have it out by Season 3. Be interesting. One thing that didn't make the cut for Season 3 is the new user interface. They're still working on it. It looks very pretty. We still keep getting sneak previews of it. If they get this right, I think there's going to be an awful lot of overlay companies who are going to be running scared. But they're taking their time on it. They need to hurry up. So, quite a few new features coming for Season 3. Looking forward to it. 2 weeks away. Hopefully you found that useful. If you did, give me a follow. I'm on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube as BillyOirish and BillyOirish Racing. Links are in the bio. I'll catch you next time. Thanks very much for tuning in. Ciao.